Blizzard is making everything account-wide in 11.0. We know that they're doing the whole, what's it called? The Warband thing. And that's going to change a lot of things. But everything going account-wide? Let's see what Bellular has found here.
Let's talk about warbands!
Oh, God.
Sorry. So here's the thing. Anytime I just put any gas through this thing, as I said, those flaps, they be inflamed. Flamey flaps. So then, time to use
Mr. Welsh here, as you guys call him.
Very good. Warbands, a deeper look.
You're driving, by the way, if you forgot.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm driving.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be.
Warbands, a deeper look.
Oh, they released a deeper look about Warbands. I didn't know this. Oh, this is cool.
But
there we go, done.
I think it's very, very meaningful that they are doing this in a way that is immediately grounded in physical space.
Yeah,
I like this screen. This starting screen is really cool.
Because number one, emotionally, that's important.
Very much.
Very important. Presentation actually does matter.
Well, an actual
Number
informative
two, though,
video, yeah.
I feel like this is them just, you know, they didn't have to do it like this. They think it's cool. But also, you know, I have a feeling they maybe will want to do more in the future.
Yeah, people are talking about customizing this more.
Different environments you could unlock.
Yeah, different things in the background.
Yet eventually, perhaps, one's abode.
Like imagine you kill Farak and you got his head hanging in the background or something. Like, that'd be really cool. I think this would be like a cool way to show progression, maybe some cool unlocks. You've killed the Lich King before, so you got Ice Crown in the background or something. I don't know. There's some cool things they could do with this.
Warband garrison, I don't know. But anyway, you know, you've got these ideas with like some achievements being shared across a warband. So what's big to me here is that there is a narrative framing behind this, and that matters because the legacy system in Star Wars Old Republic is the legacy system. You know, it's like a family thing. This is Warbands. It's not account-wide everything. And that means that it is more than just convenience or branding of convenience. I mean, initially it's mostly the branding of convenience, but why brand that? Number one, because it makes sense to brand it. Come on, it's why Apple are like, this is the A14 Bionic.
Yeah.
Or the
FaceTime.
Pro display.
It's like FaceTime, right? Like, this is not video calling. This is FaceTime, right? They call it their own thing.
XDR Fusion Max, or, you know, some stupid shit. It's like everyone brands shit, like, so yeah, it is that.
Gillette Turbo
Ball Destroyer Max.
I don't think we're using
it probably would destroy your balls. You gotta be careful with those.
I'm glad you said that. Because I already shave using Manscaped. No, they're not sponsoring. I'm fucking with you. But hey, come on back, guys. We'll take your money.
Desperation. It's alright. If I wear enough Ice-T aesthetic shirts, I'll get them to sponsor.
Also, can you imagine like all your different character names here? It's gonna be very funny.
It's actually fine. It's actually fine.
Some people could do some funny things, that's for sure.
Unlike Bellpriest, like.
I'm just thinking about a certain cabinet, but anyway, we can talk about that later.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Lamau.
Well, it's not a loading
anyway,
screen; it's a character selection screen.
Space is important. I think as time goes on, we will see more things be rolled into the concept of a warband. Whenever I was talking to the principal designer of this, he was basically saying like, "Oh no, this is moving forward. This is how we are seeing things. Is warbands more so than characters." So that's why I started.
Isn't Diablo's starting screen already like this kind of? I'm sure that's probably where they got it from.
You can brand a lot of features now under Warband, and I think that'll be really good because
you have been warbanned from World of Warcraft.
Do you know what I think is a really good, like a major point though? You know the way people think about the level of their account more than just their character nowadays. They're like, look at my account, look at all the things I have across all my characters.
Right.
Look at all of my digital goods that prove my serfdom.
There you go. Even thinking about getting your mogs. Like, if all your dudes are in a little dynamic scene, that's better. Or what if your warband actually is a thing? Actually has, maybe in two.
This is the thing. Like, I think warbands could become really cool if, you know how they already released like that whole like AI dungeon thing, where you're gonna be able to like run dungeons, but with AI as your other like 4 people that are with you in your 5-man group. I think it'd be really cool if the AI that was in your group were the characters from your warband. Like they were your own characters. Like you're running a dungeon and maybe you're running with your warrior as the tank, but then your warlock and your rogue are also there, and your priest, who you haven't played in like years, shows up to heal too. Like that would be really cool. They don't have to loot anything or do anything specific or be a certain level. It just aesthetically would be really cool, and like, you know, some cool lore stuff that you're running with all your tunes. It'd be
Time is
a
a
cool
player
thing.
housing. And it's like your warband stronghold. Strongholds.
Sometimes I have good
Strongholds.
ideas.
New feature coming in
sometimes.
World of Warcraft, the new one. So what do you have those? And your characters are walking around in it, right? Now, if you're a player and you deck out your character in a sick transmog, and then you go to your warband stronghold and another character, and now your character's walking around looking cool, that's going to be satisfying.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it
'cause
does
that's
make
more than just
makes you want to get more
numbers on an
transmog for
achievement
sure.
Score, or, you know, decimal points of a percentage and all the things. That's tangible
go,
and
man.
that's real. In the same way, there's motherfuckers, they place all the ground clutter in their ship in Starfield just perfectly. Then they edit the ship slightly and it all gets transported to their hold, because that game is...
Oh, that sucks. That sounds horrible.
Not talked about by anyone.
I really
No,
need to
already.
watch the Seth review.
That'd be good. So,
Try not to get overconfident.
I had a way to describe it, and then it all went wrong because I forgot. So think about other things.
Yeah, but warbands have a lot of potential
Yes.
beyond just a starting screen for sure.
Just walking around, seeing your other characters be very good because you get to look at them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
get good screenshots from different camera angles.
Yeah, that's true.
Finally, it's really annoying trying to get a good screenshot of your own character sometimes.
Do you remember when
Unless you use
just,
Narcissus
we just did a pool party with the boys
in yeah,
in FF that time?
and then everyone got labeled wrong. It was hilarious. That was really weird, but also super cool. Very, very good.
FF 14.
Good game.
These guys love Final Fantasy.
Orgy of creativity. Next, transmogrification. All right.
Yeah, you'll be able to
pick
loot
up
transmog
some
for any of your characters now.
Steel pantaloons and your clothy.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. They'll be in your collection because that's your entire warband.
Unless they are
Right.
class locked.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah.
You have given me 2 inches. I want a parsec.
I feel like they're going to get rid of a lot of the class lock stuff or make a lot of transmog that is class locked, like lootable in another way. They do that already. There's some warrior shoulders with spikes all over them that I wanted for my Death Knight. It was warrior class locked, but there was another way to get it in, I think it was the Tomb of Sargeras, where there was another boss that dropped a non-class locked version of it.
I don't know.
Right. Sorry. That took me a second because I heard parsec and thought of the app
Yeah, sorry, Brad.
and not. Okay. Yeah. That was a tidbit from the Q&A, by the way. It was literally just technical implementation issues.
Fair. But basically, this is really good. I mean, think about all your characters and all your Mog wardrobes. Think about what your Mog wardrobe would look like if this rule set was implemented.
Yeah, it's good.
Be a lot better than it is right now. So, I think that's really,
Well,
really
pair up
good.
and free
So
from
that's
day
that.
one.
Very QL, yeah.
Next, reputations.
Day one
Count
fairies.
done. Now, all reps and renowns from the War Within will be shared across your whole account.
Perfect.
They want it to be retroactive.
Drive it here.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Shit. Right, we got all that. We talked about background. What are they? We got our splash screen that we were looking at. Transmog, yep, all very good. Reputations. These are account bound. They will backport this
Yeah,
eventually.
nice. That's good.
2 other things, starting with Dragonflight. Don't know why I said it like that, but very good.
One moment. Cesard says, say you could get different backgrounds.
It's not long. 5
Another
minutes.
thing they brought up in the Q&A. Where is it at? It's here somewhere. There's one cool backdrop for Warbands at launch. They're looking to customization. They're thinking about it, and they will build on it. Good. So not at launch.
Yeah, the background
but
has potential.
Out the War Within. At the latest
even-
midnight, there'll be customization for that background because that's the thing they want to think about. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm a Discord Nitro subscriber. My app icon is a different color.
That's right.
Which is like not particularly
Or
cool.
Twitch, yeah.
But I even though this is
Twitch
like,
Turbo.
hey bro, do you want to customize your login screen? It's like, well, actually, no, that login screen reflects all of my achievements. That's actually really cool. Even
That's
though
okay.
it's
Yeah.
not like literal gameplay. At the
Yeah,
end of the
like,
day,
like
the game is more
boss room
than
drop-
its mechanics.
Boss room backdrops for ahead of the curve, like Sweet.
Oh,
That's another thing. So
an
one of the things I've been
AOTC
talking about for all of these
background,
years
that'd be cool.
With player housing is one of the problems in a game is like you only have so many buckets of rewards. And like they're really like, oh shit, what are we're going to give the players gardening tools. That's how desperate we are. And like that's fine for a very niche transmog. But you know, they're getting pretty desperate. Warband tab arts, that would be nice.
Warband tab art.
Customized tab art. Anyway,
I even think it'd be cool to put like mounts in the background.
more account-wide.
If I ever got
They'll be
invincible.
account-wide by default.
Just have him standing back there.
Yes, I'm stupid. The only time they won't be account wide is if you know it's something that really is for a character.
If that ever happens.
There's a Warband bank. Yes, share items between all your characters in a single BNet
I didn't know
account in
this.
one convenient bank. Extra bank
No more
tabs
sending
can
things
be
through the mail.
bought. You can deposit gold, so you can share it between your
Damn it,
alts.
I know.
There is a checkbox to include reagents. And then that means that your characters can craft reagents.
Gone are the
from the
days of
Warband
mailing
bank.
stuff to your own
So-
characters.
Actual game changer.
Yeah,
Actual game changer.
it is a whole new game. This
10 more minutes, boys.
This is quite a peepo chub. See, here's the funny thing. It's called peepo horny. It's called peepo horny in
Warband bound
anyway,
until
it's called
equipped.
peepo horny. I think peepo chub is way funnier.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Why are we talking about
People
Peepo this way?
Blindsided by that. Yeah.
Yes, this is a peepo chub in my view.
This is good.
Blizzard, if you're wondering, that's a high praise. Here's the deal, right? So here we have got the.
This might actually
what
make
is
me
this?
play an
Yes, the Warbound until equipped. Cruel Cave Mole Mauler. See, that's. Do you know what this is? This is them saying.
That's alliteration.
But it's also them being like, okay, maybe us all didn't like the Niffin.
You're such a fucking schizo. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What
Matt,
do you
who
mean?
likes the
Who have
Niffin?
I learned to be a schizo
What
from?
do you mean?
Who have I learned to be a schizo from?
Not me.
I level
Matt.
577. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that.
Cruel Cave Mole Mauler in an expansion where we're going underground, and you're
This
like,
items,
damn Niffin, I tell you.
this items from the next
You know the thing
expansion.
of like all the English PhDs inventing meaning in a text?
Yeah. This is the curtains.
True day.
This is the curtains are blue. Good Lord.
Oh well, dude, we found a
Oh, good,
sequel to
Cadence.
Pyromancer.
Pyro. Let's talk about Pyro.
It's this lady called the Asparamancer.
Oh
and-
yeah, you're telling me.
yeah. She throws spears of asparagus and is able to tell the future.
Where is this even
Just
going
Google
anymore? I
the
don't know.
Asparamancer, you'll find it. Anyway, Warbound items, right? Warbound until equipped. So this is just a thing that they can do. It's a bit like a BNet sort of bound item. But here's the deal, right? Look at
great.
this. Warbound items will drop as bonus personal loot from a
Nice.
variety of content at a slightly lower item level than what the content would usually offer. This is to avoid solutions where the right way to play would be with tons
Right.
of alts to accrue more player
They don't
power
wanna do that.
on your main. This should allow
This is great, like a bonus loot. That's pretty cool. So it won't affect your regular loot, but because you have a warband, you could get an extra piece of warband bound loot. That's really cool.
The Lost Ark effect.
I like this.
Oh boy. This should allow for alts to be more easily caught up. So, what I'm reading from this, let's say Kill Farak. And obviously, wrong expansion,
Yeah, I'm
but,
guessing
you know,
faded
maybe
item
you
level
get a
gear would probably be
warbound
in the
bit of personal
close to
loot
500
that you
and
can
the
just put
500s.
in your back pocket, send to your alt.
Yeah, it'll be a couple item levels lower. You can
I
throw it
think
into
the
your
Farak
Warbank
Legendary is
until
item
you're
level
ready
500.
To actually put that item on a character, because maybe you don't have the character yet.
This is why I am curious. Because
All right, George.
how many
Oh, it's
like just
496,
random, here's a
huh?
catch-up
Close
system,
enough.
Here's a catch-up system. Here's a catch-up
They
system.
never have to design.
Faded
a
gear will
catch-up
probably be
system again,
500.
And now their systems designers and gameplay designers and quest designers can make content.
No, Matt. Now World of Warcraft
Yeah,
is
Faded
dead.
will be.
Because
Thank
all the
God.
world content is just gear catch-up.
Perfect.
No.
Fantastic.
So anyway, I think this is good. This is good. I certainly will want to be playing plenty of vaults. It does seem the Blizzard wants to meet me there. Flight paths as well. And, I suppose we'll see how the feature develops. Ultimately,
Flight paths is a
here
good one,
is
too.
what really ground my gears, what kind of frustrates me. In fact, dear viewers, I am frustrated right now.
Why?
Deeply frustrated.
This all sounds good. Why is he frustrated?
Here's the reason why I'm frustrated. I want to be a guardian of the dream. I want to guard the dream. I want to be there in that very embarrassing cinematic that we just watched.
Yeah.
But I don't
It's
want
a
to be
hero
there. My
spec.
shadow, I'm a priest. Because whacking things with a very large mallet is fun, and I'm enjoying my paladin. However,
That's
I
good.
feel like the character that's done more content in this expansion is my priest. So now it's either play what feels like the wrong character who's not done the various story things, or I play the character I want to play that hasn't done the story things. And it just feels a bit wrong. You know?
Damn
It's like,
paladins.
have you ever been in that situation where you're like, oh, I really feel like doing this in my paladin, but all my renown's in that character, and the catch-up is nice, but
Yeah, that's
this
good. That's
just
going
for
to
me is
change,
way
though.
better.
Yeah.
Here's what I think is going to be key, dude. Warband quests.
Can always use another death knight.
CBJ, thank you for the sub, man. Welcome to our Scourge again. 3 months. Oh my God, Death Knight of our Scourge. Thank you, man.
Warbound on first doing.
Warbound quests.
Because I want the ability, right?
Oh, he's talking about like quest,
that, like,
story
there's
quest
just
lines.
quests that, like, you know,
Yeah.
I do them, and it's like, I have done them, they're done. And, you know, I could do them optionally in an alt if I wanted to.
Yeah, they already do that
But-
for some storylines.
You know, otherwise, completely ignore, because it's like, that would be like pressing New Game Plus in FF14. There's a reason why I say that.
Thank you again for the Prime sub,
Main
CBJ.
quests in World of Warcraft can be rewarding and fun again, and actually give you good shit
Right.
if they're Warbound
Bound.
limited. Not limited. Like, you could still replay them or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like that's a way to do.
There's some quests that already are
patch
like that with
zones.
alts, aren't there?
There's like, you know, patch sort of main stories in a way that could be a bit more interesting.
Which is to say,
Solve some of their, you know, the infinite problem of like, what does Blizzard have to do? They always have to do a skip. Try to make the quest progress be account wide, and rather than put a skip in all the time, all you would have to do.
Oh yeah,
is
that's wonderful.
have a
Thank you, Cadence.
facility to you know, have replay the MSQ if you want.
that's
Maybe it's
certain-
I may have left it in the oven a bit too long.
That's certainly something that would bring it closer to FF's whole you play all your jobs in one
Final
character thing,
Fantasy
and that's
does
the
this?
thing that-
You'd have to do that.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh
that's
shit!
the-
Kicked off a hype
obviously
train.
that's
Who
what
just
people are,
subbed?
like talking about in that regard, because alts are not.
Can
just happened?
always use
alts are
another
unfortunately not being
death
so-
knight.
Not
Mac Annas, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. You just kicked off
being
a hype
playing
train.
the
Thank
game
you
again,
so
but
much,
being
man.
an addition of the
Welcome,
game
Death
because
Knight
you're
of our Scourge.
getting a slightly different experience as opposed to you're
Yeah.
playing the whole game again, which is I know they talked about that very slightly in the Q&A. I don't have the quote exactly, but I
Yeah, I
remember
saw
them
there's a
talking
new
about
NVIDIA driver.
deciding which content you might want to do again versus won't. So I really doubt that we'll have Warband quests.
Oh, I doubt it completely.
I don't think we'll have
I
warband
imagine
quests.
that it is something they
either,
would like
but-
to have in a later patch, or
Yeah.
knowing the
Quest
magnitude
lines being limited to, you know, if you do it on one, you don't have to do it again on the others. That I can see. But like warband specific bound quests, I don't know about
of that from a tech perspective, I would imagine that to be a Midnight or Last Titan thing, which is a long way away, but it's still like in the terms of experience in the game, it'll be a thing you can probably do at some point before too long, which is a hell of a lot better than you log into an alt and your entire map is exclamation marks and you log out immediately and don't play the game for another 6 weeks,
A bald spot's there. I don't have to show it.
which I think is an experience far too many people have.
Yeah.
More or less. More or less. Just Warbands are an excellent philosophy change for the game. So, will the Brawn companion system be able to be used under Warband eventually, I wonder? Hard to know exactly what you mean, but your progress with your delves and your companion and all that will be shared. So you don't
Right.
need to re-gear Bran on every character.
Mm-hmm.
You only have to do it once.
Will your vault be shared
else?
one day? That's a question.
it.
So if you
You
log
have to play the
in
game.
on a certain character and you do the vault stuff, you can pick which one gets the vault stuff, maybe. But then you lose the vault for everybody once you pick.
Just
But
play
it
the
could
game and
happen,
it
I
goes,
don't know.
Well, you don't have to they said like pretty explicitly they don't want you to redo content you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So it's how much they can actually do that is is like the technical perspective. Because that's
Vault
the one
of
thing a lot
Sadness,
of
yeah.
the Warband stuff that they talk
It'll
about
be
in
less
Twitter
sad, I
is
guess, if you have
just
alts
tech,
and
right?
opportunities to get other stuff.
It is just will they have it ready because they have to break apart World of Warcraft, because this is a fundamental change to how the game has been structured on like
It
a
is.
data perspective, and it's just challenging. Obviously, they've been doing an awful lot with that recently, with a whole bunch of different things going to current ride and changing and chopping and etc. But yeah, We have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And it's just a case of how much engineer time do we have?
Well, I think they're going to have more now that they're part of
Obviously, the
Microsoft.
answer's always not enough.
I think they're going to have more.
Future proofing as well. That's it, Wick. They're future proofing. They are future proofing. That is what they are trying to do, very intentionally.
I do think everything they're doing in WoW is to have WoW live forever. I think that's what all these things tell me.
Trying to get the next
Long
thing done and
live
move on,
the king, World
which
of
is
Warcraft.
excellent. Absolutely excellent.
I'll be here 70 years old still streaming this game.
It'd be cool to use a character in your warband rather than Braun.
Well,
Yeah,
interesting.
having
Right,
one of
kids.
your other characters come with you is a good part that could be played with that eventually. You could be what's it called? I think that's one of the things people asked about a lot, right? Is there a chance where you'll be able to have your like your character's AI with you?
I
eventually?
see. I said
Because
this
obviously
already.
you've got them there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, what if you just play the game with your...
With your alts.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, here's an example.
Not required.
You're playing a...
But if you have
Gladiator,
alts, it'd be cool if they could come along.
and you have a paladin tank,
Yeah.
and you want to do a
Down
or
with the
something,
class system. I don't know about that.
bring your own paladin tank and you can heal it.
I've never liked when games
that
don't
would
have
be
classes.
amazing.
The downside for Blizzard is
For
they will,
MMOs.
narratively and all that, like, want to have the, what we've sort of already talked about be worked into their seasonal model.
Yeah.
Down with the
Even though it's like, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, maybe not in Delves, but in some, like maybe a different mode.
Like the bodyguard system. That was the thing. The bodyguard system was actually pretty cool in Warlords of Draenor because those bodyguard characters actually had a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of story, and as you did the story, they gained more abilities.
Forgot
It was all
about that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of potential there, and I think they're gonna do more with that whole system, the Warband system. It's just the beginning. That starting screen, somebody was like, "Oh, why does everyone care? It's just a starting screen." I think that's just the beginning. There'll be more to come. So, a nice video from Bell and cool stuff about Warbands.